Welcome back. Let's continue with our next session. The moderator for next session will be Rapolos Vedrikas. He has been working in the field of conservation since 1996. In 2018, he founded a private laboratory specializing in the non-destructive examination of works of art and other cultural heritage objects. Since 2025, he has been also serving as a deputy director of Contemporary Arts Center in Vilnius. Rapolos, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Grete. Thanks for introduction. And I want to start with maybe restart after the lunch. Nice to see you all back, and want to express my gratitude to organizers for this opportunity to be on stage here without having any presentation. Thank you. Yeah, and for the visual evidence of this moment, I would like to make a quick selfie with you. Yeah, smile. Thank you. And now I invite my dear colleague Linas Lukoševičius from Vilnius, from Pranas Gudynas Conservation Center. He's also a teaching professor at Vilnius Arts Academy. And we had a presentation from Katarzyna about large-scale painting conservation. So now Linas will show us what is the real large scale. Go on, Linas.
Thank you, Rapolos, for your introduction to me. Good afternoon, dear colleagues, friends, students. I am Linas Lukoševičius from Lithuania National Museum of Art and docent Vilnius Academy of Arts. My presentation examines the cultural and historical context of Lithuania in the late 18th and early 19th centuries, with particular emphasis on the final works of Professor Franciszek Smuglewicz and his students. It also presents the restoration processes applied to two of his paintings. In order to contextualize these restoration works, it is essential to consider the broader intellectual movement of the Enlightenment, which profoundly influenced Europe as well as North and South America. This movement developed within a complex political environment shaped by social, administrative, economic, and religious factors. The Enlightenment stimulated increased engagement with science, the arts, and literature, while also contributing to rising levels of literacy across society. A significant turning point occurred in 1773 when Pope Clement XIV issued the papal bull Dominus Act Redemptor, which decreed the suppression of the Jewish order. The Jews had been responsible for a majority of educational institutions in Lithuania and Poland. This decision created an urgent need for institutional restructuring. Bishop of Vilnius, Ignacy Jakub Masalski, played a key role in managing these reforms. He proposed the foundational principles of the Educational Commission, which was officially established on 15th of October in 1773. This reform led to significant transformation at Vilnius University. In 1781, the institution was recognized as the principal school of Grand Duchy of Lithuania, comprising two faculties, physical science and moral science. Franciszek Smuglewicz, widely regarded as a founder of Lithuanian classicism, was appointed professor and the initiative of the Educational Commission. From 1797 until his death, he headed the Department of Drawing and Painting at Vilnius University and established the foundation of the Vilnius Art School. He began his artistics training under his uncle Simon Čechavič and later continued his studies at the Academy of St. Luke in Rome, where he remained for over 2 decades. His achievements earned him a royal scholarship from King Stanislav August Poniatowski. His artistic practice was grounded in Roman classicism, emphasizing civic virtue, social cohesion, and Enlightenment ideals. His pedagogical activity significantly influenced a new generation of artists across Central and Eastern Europe. Vilnius emerged as an important artistic center in the early 19th century. In 1904, Smuglewicz decorated the library was Assembly Hall of Vilnius University. During the Jesuit period, this hall has been used as a refectory and was later converted into a library. In the final year of his life in Vilnius, he created large format painting, including in 1804, he created the farewell as the Holy Apostles Peter and Paul. And in 1807, he painted Agrippina transferred her husband Germanicus' remains to the Fatherland. Scientific research of the paintings. The paintings were examined in the Pranas Gudynas Conservation Center. Both chemical and physical analyses were carried out. Chemical analysis revealed that Smuglewicz followed a consistent technique. The canvas was sealed with protein glue, primed with an emulsion ground containing lead white and ochre pigments, and painted using a palette including lead white, Prussian blue, plant black, ochres, cinnabar, and Naples yellow. Physical investigation included raking light photography revealing deformations, ultraviolet imaging indicated multiple restoration signs, infrared reflectography revealing antidrawings and compositional changes, infrared false color imaging showing variations in pigment composition. Restoration of the farewell of the Apostle Peter and Paul in church, Apostle Peter and Paul in Vilnius. The condition of the painting was poor, with deformation, paint loss, and structural instability. The restoration process included consolidation of the paint layer using hide glue, disinfection of the reverse sides, surface cleaning, and varnish thinning. Priming and filling of losses, structural reinforcement with new canvas strips, stretching on the custom-made stretcher, retouching, and final varnishing. The painting was subsequently returned to the church. Research and restoration of Agrippina. The painting Agrippina was also examined and restored. Analysis revealed numerous later interventions, repainting, and compositional changes made during the creative process. Ultraviolet imaging indicated multiple restoration signs. Infrared reflectography demonstrated that the composition evolved during execution, suggesting the absence of a fully definite preparatory drawing. Significant compositional changes were identified, including altered figures and possible hidden self-portrait elements. Photos were seen fragments in visible, ultraviolet, and infrared lighting. Infrared false color imaging showing variation to a pigment composition. The painting was transported to the Alka Smuglewicz Museum, where restoration was carried out. The treatment included consolidation of the paint layer, structural reinforcement, froth lining, and strip lining. Tensioning on the new adjustable stretcher. The peeled layer of varnish was regenerated. The small flaked away patches of the paintwork were primed with white-colored restoration primer. These places were retouched in watercolor paint. The layer of varnish was evened several times using Damar varnish. The painting was then framed and hung in the finance hall of the Alka Smuglewicz Museum. Historical lining practice. The lining of paintings became widespread in Europe from the 18th century onwards. Early references appear in Italian restoration manuals, and technique was later adopted more broadly. After physical examination, we see no any damage to the canvas. The question is, why do we need to line it? Technical examinations shows that both analyzed paintings were lined using coarse canvas adhered with flour-based glue, possible combined with protein additives. Technological research data shows what both the Apostles and Agrippina paintings. Smuglewicz used the same 1 meter 45 centimeter white canvas with a density of 16 waps and 14 waps per square centimeter. During the restoration conducted in the 19th century, both paintings were relined using a similar density raw woven canvas of the 9 waps and 6 waps per square centimeter. We know from archival sources that in 1840, the painting farewell of St. Peter and St. Paul was being incorrectly cleaned and was subsequently ruined. The work was restored by Marcin Januszewicz, a painter and restorer, and one of the Smuglewicz's most capable students. It is a voice that after 1830, the Apostles' painting was not removed from the altar, and that meant a painting correction and retouching of the damaged places would be done during interior renovations of the church in 1917, 91, 93, 1976 year. It's likely that Smuglewicz introduced restoration practice, including lining, into his teaching. Among the professor's students who also worked as restorers, the most well-known were Marcin Januszewicz, Daniel Kondratovich, and Michal Józefowicz. They studied under Smuglewicz in the 1797-1806. He could have helped the professor paint Agrippina, and later, having inherited the work and before selling it, he could have also restored it. The work could have been relined by Januszewicz as well. About whose activities as a restorer and other restoration projects executed in a similar way, we now know much more. Another hypothesis what certainly needs to be checked in the perhaps both of these students could have helped Smuglewicz complete painting with the impressively sized multifigural Agrippina composition, and went together working on its restoration. Provenance of Agrippina. The painting completed in 1807 was bequeathed to the artist students Michal Józefowicz. The work was fated to change hands numerous times throughout the 19th century. After 1825, it was purchased by the Warsaw collector Sierakowski. Later, the canvas entered the collection of the owner of Raudondvaris, Benedict Emanuel Tiškevič. In around the mid-19th century, the Tiškevič gifted Agrippina to Bishop Motiejus Valančius. After the bishop's death, his housekeeper gave the painting, which occupied a great deal of space, to the owner of the Pavandenia estate, Zigmas Sakelius, from where the work ended at the Alka Museum in Telšiai in August 11, 1940. There are how many who have owners, but no information about the transportation, so this large painting. Restoration history and attribution issues. There is no documented evidence of full restoration at Pranas Gudynas Center prior to the late 20th century. Earlier interventions were likely limited to minor conservation. The lining may have been carried out by Smuglewicz students, particularly Martin Januszewicz, as well-known restorer. Technical similarities among works suggest shared restoration practice. Conclusions. The study highlights several unresolved questions regarding historical lining practices. Lining as a technological fashion of the time, a complex process shrouded in the mystery, requiring great professional skill. Its role in reinforcing damaged painting is important for the transportation, storage, and display. These considerations show that despite existing research, there are still gaps in the study of painting restoration history. It is necessary to analyze archival documents and physical evidence of past restoration in order to better understand historical restoration practice. Thank you for the technologists, Rapolas, Thomas, and Teve, and thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Lini. I have one question. In total, these two paintings make like 30 square meters of painting, which is huge. Is this size of the painting, the scale of large format, the main, I don't know, difficulty dealing with this kind of artworks?
Like this large paintings, I think today we know how to restore, how to consolidate painting, how to finish, vanish, and there was restoration processes. But I think the most important in this work, to work together like a team. And the most important thing, I think, is planning of this restoration processes, to talking with technologists, to talking with colleagues, to take better decisions for the restoration processes.
Yeah, thank you. Definitely need a team to even turn it upside down, because you cannot do it yourself. Any questions from the audience, maybe?
Thank you for your presentation. I saw that you had this large tube there. Was it like an order from somewhere, or you made it yourself to transport and to turn around and so on the paintings?
Yes, I've been in these processes, and for transporting, for restoration.
But the tube.
ruloną ar turėjot ar gaminat?
We have rulonas, kaip aš nežinau.
But do you buy them or you make them?
Ar pirktas ar pasigamintas?
Buying.
But, okay,
Yeah.
then I will come and talk with you later. Thank you.
Yep.
I wanted to ask about the lining, because as far as I understood, the historical lining was based on the flour glue, yeah, like a Roman. But did you investigate which type of historical linings in Lithuania? You have also wax-based linings, or how it's...
No, we don't play plasticated.
Sorry?
Not
you didn't
plasticated.
investigate. Okay, you didn't investigate. It's quite a curious subject as well.
Don't relining on with the glued velvet strips in one example and in our Agrippina example.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't.
Yeah, thank you, Lini. Thanks again.
Thank you very much.